Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Go ahead and start the recording. All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome. So yeah, I've got quite a few shows this month between the two groups, but we are officially doing our weekly Friday night non-hour-long tape show, like a whole different thing. I'm Michael Wolfie for $1. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, we're pretty much getting straight into it. Not with Vertigo. We're still 6 days away with that and $10,000 in debt. So first several weeks, I think for a while, is going to be something, because I'm going to have to deal with the lack of money. And I've also probably got to consider penny pinching a little bit. I mean, we still made some money, but penny pinching maybe just a little bit over here. It should get better. Our economy and wrestling industry in both areas is better than it's been. So I would assume that it will continue to be better. We'll see. But we do have a show tonight. Let me try to pull that up. Was there anything I wanted to do? Oh, right. There were some people that I didn't quite get rid of yet that I plan on getting rid of, but we are saying goodbye to a handful of people. Let's see. Caleb Conley, Everfly, Grigio, and then Sterling Regal, Logan Regal. I think that's kind of where I'm at with that. It takes us down to 45. It's pretty good. We still need, for as some of the bigger names that we have, we definitely still need, we have some bigger names up here, but we definitely still need to fill out the show with inexpensive people right now. That's a definite need, and making the higher paid people more of just a what do they call it? Like a special attraction. Yeah. Nakamura's angry. Nakamura might be somebody that I start to get rid of. I think a big part of me, I'll have to consider it. I might have him put somebody, like one more person over. But yeah, Nakamura has not been doing too hot. Push Mike Bailey too, if possible. I'm kind of already there. He's 190 days into a world championship reign. So yeah, he's there. So yeah, we do have, let's see, we don't have anything here, but we've got the Idol Pro stuff, so nothing outside of that. We'll go ahead and just start up the show here. And give the night off. We'll not worry about that. We are not in Kanto. Club Diamond Hall. 104 fans, I believe, is an uptick at the very least, so that's helpful. Yep, we are in Nagoya. Broadcasters, we're not broadcasting it. Pre-show. Small fire means they had to be temporarily evacuated. It's a fairly minor inconvenience. No impact on attendance. You won't have as much time than normal to hold your regular booking meeting. Creative energy is going to be reduced. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'm not planning on using it right now, so I am okay with that. Locker room incidents. All right, just drills. Now Kakata came to you backstage with an idea for a creative finish. Okay. Good. And yeah, nothing there. Yeah, we're not going to do anything for just a regular tour show. Those are for the bigger events. All right. It's only 10 segments. This is very much a spot show. So let's see, 4 minutes in the ring, live, hype, Namba. Yep. Match. We've got exclude already booked. We got Marika Kobashi, and Himawari. Drop that in. Sorry, give me 1 second. I was looking at something. 8 minutes total. We've got Marika. And open match. Tainted win. That's a cheating, yeah. So cheating win there. Here we go. Go to another one. 1v1. Raku. Ram. That is 11 minutes. Raku. It's a roll up. So open match, clean win, flash pinfall. Here we go. Looks like a tag match here. Revelation versus Lady C and Unagi. That's going 10 minutes. Let's go. Ayano getting the win. Lady C taking the loss. Open match, clean win. Got an angle with an attack. So in the ring live, serious. And so it's Neko. Attacker, Ayano. Attacker. And now Ishikawa the victim. There we go. It builds into a three-way dance. We've got, of course, now we've got Yuri. We've got Arisu. There we go. That's going 16. And we're giving it to Yuri. Let's say open match, clean win. But yeah, that's going to mean now's the first elimination. And then have Yuri cut a promo, talk to the crowd for 3 minutes. Character development. Yuri, character development. Boom. Save it there. Got a match. Ugh. I didn't mean to yawn so loudly. Just it gets very tiring. There we go. Just get through these because I want to get through these. Let's see. We'll give Hina the victory over, I think Chie has a little bit more she can lose momentum-wise. Match open, clean win. There you go. And then main event, Mia Momono versus Mirai. And that's 17. You got Mia with the win. Open match, clean win. Here we go. Control C, Control V. 4 minutes in the ring. Character development. And it looks like Mio agrees to credit after doing. Thanks for coming out. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's Mio just ending the show. And there we go. It should be 90, 88. Is it 88? It is 88. 88 minutes. All right, so just short of an hour and a half. I'll take that. Booking analysis should just be the announcers or lack thereof. And how much are we paying? $1,500. All right. I don't think we're going to lose too much money, but still going to be a bit. Still going to be a fair bit, I think. All right. All right, we are here for Idol Pro's Summer Stage Tour. Just kicking off July here in Nagoya. 122 people at Club Diamond Hall, so we are moving up as far as the attendance for this place. Namba, of course, introing to the crowd, greeting the crowd, running down the card for the night with our main event being Mia Momono versus Mirai, so it should be a strong matchup there. And an opening match with terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Went just under 6 minutes. Marika Kobashi did cheat to beat Himawari, and that allows her to get the win for this match. They have great chemistry, and it showed in their performance. You mean if they didn't, it was going to be worse? Lord. Somehow got the crowd hotter, this absolutely horrendous opening matchup. Decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. We got Ram, Kaicho, and Raku facing off here. And Raku getting the better of Ram via a roll-up in just under 9 minutes. And, yeah, Raku getting the victory on that one. Not much else to say. It looks like the crowd's already white hot. We're only 2 matches in. So we get to our next match. Revelation, Harunan Echo and Ayano Irie taking on Lady C and Unagi Sayaka. And just over 8 minutes, Ayano Irie submitted Lady C as Sayaka did not seem to want to help out Lady C too much, and forced Lady C to tap out. And she was also the weak link performance-wise. Still got a 40, so not too bad, honestly. And we go on with a strong Revelation win. They do head to the back, but as now Ishikawa comes out, they run back out from the side and attack now Ishikawa. Of course, they weren't too thrilled about previous loss to her and Yuki Arai. So they beat her up and then throw her back in the ring for the next 2 people who are coming down for the 3-way dance. That is Yuri and Arisu Endo. So now with a little bit of trying to recover, but she is definitely not at 100%, and that does affect her as I put her as the first elimination. It still didn't work. They still decide to put Arisu as the first one. I don't know why do you even put the road agent? Why even have the road agent notes if you're not going to listen to me? A poor match between them. interestingly enough. And who was dragging it down? Now, kind of, sort of. But yeah, 12 and a half minutes, a little over 12 and a half minutes. Arisu Endo somehow going out first. Now Ishikawa could not hold on, though, and is forced to get pinned by Yuri and this three-way dance. Afterwards, she grabs a microphone. She's excited about the possibility of being able to challenge for the Fighting Spirit Championship against Mika Iwata. She's kind of throwing her name into the ring there to try to challenge for the Fighting Spirit title. We get to our semi-main event. JK Fallen Stars taking on Miyakoko Army. Also, not a ton of great wrestling on display here. But 10 and a half minutes even. JK Fallen Stars getting the win when Hina pins Chie Koishikawa. Everyone doing pretty okay except for Asako Miya, who was definitely on the lower end of it. But a win for JK Fallen Stars here. So Hina and Ruaka taking the win. And we move on to our main event, which pulls everything up. Miya Momono versus Mirai, and strong matchup between the both of them. Miya Momono kind of carrying Mirai a little bit there for a good chunk of that, 58-42, but nonetheless, just under 15-minute mark, Miya Momono hits the code red on Mirai, and she gets the win. And Miya Momono victorious here in the main event of the Nagoya show. Greets the crowd after her win with the microphone, thanks for coming out, and sends them out the door. And yet another Nagoya spot show is done. There you go. So 48 and increased our popularity. I'll definitely take that. $1,900 is what we lost. I think we'll be okay, all things considered. I don't think we'll spend nearly as much most of the time, but it did gain us a full point there in Chubu. So there you go. That's something. That's money. That's a little bit more money each time we go up a little bit. Now I just got to wait for this. All right, let me see here. The Mikey Nichols issue. Noticeably engulfing Mikey Nichols. Several people coming into New Japan are noticeably keeping out of the fray. Said this deliberate companies decided to simply ignore the issue in the expectation that, like most storms of this type, will quickly blow over and be forgotten. Collision, Dean Malenko jealous because he doesn't like the fact that Jerry Lynn has the lead senior road agent position. G1 Climax started. Okay. I wonder who was that main event. As far as a 1v1 is concerned, Mikey Nichols and Toa Henare. Hikuleo defeating Taichi. Could you imagine this was part of the G1? There's not a lot of one-on-one matches here for the G1. Then again, I don't think the AI does round robin tournaments, so that probably is why. Camille joins AEW. Galit changing focus. See if there's anything else. Daisy Sekimoto. Okay. Edge promoted in WWE as a locker room leader. All right. Let me do the events and TV real quick, because the dormant special event is actually going to be our next one, which is on the 5th. Activate that, and that is the Summer Stage Tour in Osaka. And that will be our next show there. 3 days. So we'll have that knocked out as well before we get to Adrenaline. Nothing on that. Wish I felt like I had a little bit more to say. I don't know. I feel like I went through a lot of that in my last one. Let's see. New slots. YouTube, Tough TV. Okay. Let me see. Willie Mack just won the TNA X Division title. It's Slammiversary. Is it Slammiversary already? Oh, I guess it was Sunday, wasn't it? What did that Slammiversary look like? You got the Willie Mack defeating Daga in a tables match. Your main event was Moose retaining in a ladder match against Trey Miguel for the world title. Chris Bay, TJP, and John E. Bravo defeated Crazy Steve and the Dogs of War, which I'd have to assume has got to be Josh Alexander and Rhino. Madman Fulton defeated Cody Deaner by DQ. Jesus Christ. Kylie Ray defeated Jake Christ and Falaba. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that match? Dez defeated Adam Thornstone. Tasha Steeles drew with Raj Singh. What is this Kylie Ray defeated Jake Christ and Falaba? What is that? Trey Miguel. Oh, there you go. Wait. Yeah, Trey Miguel. So Trey Miguel does not win the TNA World title on his last night as he's joining AEW. Okay. Could you imagine if the AI put the belt on him though? That'd be something. Yeah, so all of these expires in 30 days. Okay, so they got 30 days. They'll still have some stuff for them. But yeah. Sue Young Bonds with suicide. Jesus. I know it's the wrestler, but still. Fuda Nakamura. They have to be on my short list if I decided to. Why is Fuda Nakamura on there? I feel like this was something that Ramen told me to put on there. That just feels like. I mean, I know who he is, so. Maybe I did it because I was looking at Dragon Gate guys. I can't remember. Oh, he is Ben K. Okay. I always forget he's Ben K. Yeah, so he's... Okay. So yeah, AJPW are looking to grab him, it looks like. Probably gonna be written. Nia Jax bonds with Steve Cutler. I could see that if he was in WWE still. Io Shirai admitted the new catchphrase she debuted last night was entirely improvised. Heated argument between Matt Riddle and Sami Zayn. Tension between Matt Riddle and MVP. Braun Strowman, Luke Gallows gets divorced. Makoto Oishi looks abroad. Yuki Ino looks abroad. Wrestling couple split. Kylie Ray, Buddy Royal. Yuki Ino probably wouldn't be too bad. 28, 800 a show. I don't hardly use the two other DDT guys that I kind of already have. What's his popularity? Yeah, his popularity is like nothing. So he'd be just a low card act for $800. Because it'd be $800. It's a lot of money. Speaking of. 95 to 250. That sucks. 140 to 210. Okay, I'll make you happy with $70 extra. 100. Fuck it. Natsu 820. Honestly, Natsu's probably going to be somebody that I don't really use her. I don't have much that I really am planning on doing. So that might be something I end up doing, because in the realm of $800 people, I don't really use her. So I feel like I could probably do something different. Oh, I was definitely going to grab people. Now I remember. Did I put that in the pre-booking that I needed to do that? Did I put that there? I did. And I forgot. I knew it. Yappy, is she still here? Put her on the chopping block. She's only $20 a show. I'll have to consider it. I forgot a few people on my short list I was going to grab. They're probably not going to be around for the next show where they're supposed to be on the show. Can you do 30? No? Okay. 40. Just give me everybody who's on there. Where is the people that I put on here? Did I already sign that? There's no way I signed them already. No. Am I being silly? I feel like I am. Where are the people? There. Negotiate $30. You got it. And then you negotiate $30. You got it. And referee. All right. Might have to change some things because I was planning on having a couple people who were supposed to be here for tomorrow's show, and I don't think they're going to immediately sign because I'm a dummy and decided not to sign them immediately because I completely forgot. I should have just did it ahead of time. I kept thinking I probably forgot something. Okay, Rhett Titus returned to the company. Great, just a few days too late. Oh. All right, what do we got? Nothing. Okay. Nothing going on there. And then we should have a show. Oh no, that's... Make sure, yep, tonight's a show. We've got people who aren't there because I made a dumb. Nobody gets the night off right now because I need to figure out what I'm going to do. Shit. Chigoku. Is it Kansai? It is Kansai. Still seeing Poi fans going, it should have been me. Oh no. Not broadcasted. Don't care about the booking team meeting. Incidents. Mika Ida turned up and asked if you might be able to use her tonight. You know what? Yeah, I made some mistakes. Sure. I'll use you. Maria entertained the locker room, organizing a poker tournament. Pre-show drills. There we go. All right. All right. I'm going to have to rewrite part of the show, at least the opening part, because I made it dumb. So, let's see here. Let's see. Namba opens show and runs down a card for the night. There. 4 minutes. Hype. Namba. Add. Let me see. Let me see if there's a couple local workers I could potentially use. Let me see here. Like an active wrestler who's any female. Aya Sakura. That's all we got. All right, we'll use you. Come on in for the night. I guess you'd be on the opening. I guess you'd be in the opening match. Why not? Ayano Irie, Aya Sakura. You'll take the place of who was going to be there. Ayano Irie is still going to win, though. Open match, clean win, done, done, done. All right. Tag match. We're supposed to have another one here. Let me see here. Miyakoko Army is going to get a... So Mika Ida here is one of the replacements. Who else is going to go here? Who can kind of be sacrificed up to this? She's got cold momentum. Miyako Matsumoto could get... I think she could... I think we can throw her out there. Yeah. Chie. Mika Ida taking the loss. Open match. Clean win. There you go. All right. Oh, fuck. I was already planning on... I gotta change this match. I was already planning on something different. You know what? I'll keep this opening match. I'll change another thing. Fuck. Match. Asahi's gonna be in match. Who's she gonna face? I'd face Hazuki, but I think Hazuki is expensive. I need non-expensive people who can probably take a loss. Exclude who's already booked. I think Ruaka can probably... 110? Hmm. 140? Doesn't mean that's what they're making with me, but still. I mean, it could be Himawari. Could be Yappy too. Could be Yuri. Yuri probably wouldn't be too bad. It'd be an interesting match. We could probably move it up the card a little bit too. I think she's relatively inexpensive right now. Yeah. These two. They did have a match back in April, but that was April. We'll see how much better they've gotten. Unfortunately, they only got 8 minutes though. We'll keep it to 8 minutes. We'll get Asahi as the victor. Clean win. There you go. All right. Angle. There we go. Nakamura is now attacks. Okay, that is what, 2 minutes. Ring live serious. So Harna Neko is victim. Now Ishikawa is attacker. Here we go. And that leads into their match. So now Ishikawa, Harna Neko. That is 11 minutes. Now getting the win. Open match, clean win. All right. Another match. Tag. I see Free Wi-Fi and JK Fallen Stars. 12 minutes. And we'll give it up to now. And we'll have Hina take the loss, I guess. Open match. Clean win. We'll do that creative finish that she has. A bit of a gamble. Yeah, add that road agent note. We'll use it on this show. There we go. Another angle. And it's them cutting a promo. So, hype, character development. Character development and character development. Here we go. Main event. I gotta search for this because it's not here usually. To do hardcore. Rina Yamashita. Just made all these bloviations about not wasting money. And I got Rina Yamashita coming in at 700 buckaroonies. Momoka Hanazono. I mean, for a main event, I'm sure. I guess we'll deal with that. I think that's probably why I did it. $16 minutes. Rena. Open match. Clean win. There you go. There's that. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Generic. I'm trying to remember people. There. Momoka. Selling. Here we go. That is 80 minutes. Is it really? Are we only doing 80 minutes? How many matches did I put? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it's 6 matches. Hour 20 is... I probably did this going, I mean, Deanna does this for real, so... Just hour 20 shows, and they only do 4 matches. So I guess it makes sense. Book analysis, yep. Bunch of not necessary announcers. Good. All right. Idol Pro Summer Stage Tour in Osaka. 88 people. We're not quite to the triple digits yet here in Osaka, but Sari Namba gonna come out and run down the card and introduce the crowd. Very poor in trying to improvise dialogue. But we did have our first matchup, and that is Ayano Irie versus, I believe, in this game, I don't know if I utilized her before or not. I don't think so. But the debuting Aya Sakura. She's not an official roster member for us, but she happened to be here, and we brought her in. I think she'd be considered a freelancer right now. And, of course, she wrestled quite like one as Ayano pulled her to a 34 in 6:45. Yeah, terrible wrestling, non-existent crowd heat. That is what happens. Miyakoko Army, and they're facing their leader, Miyako Matsumoto. And she's brought a friend of hers, Mika Ida, for this show, as she's gonna challenge them and see if they can come up with something to beat them. And they do happen to do that in just 6:42. And managed to get the better of at least Mika Ida there and gets the win. Asako really kind of still getting drugged by everybody. Strong connection with a young female demographic who really liked her winning. For the 88 people, is that how we're going to get people into Osaka's, to have Asako Miya show up and the young women will be there? We get another matchup, subpar wrestling, little heat. Damn. Asahi versus Yuri. They both did okay, all things considered, at least for mid-carders. It goes just over 8 minutes. Asahi gets the win. Simple enough win there between them. Haruna Neko coming out for her match against Nao Ishikawa, and much like a few days ago in Nagoya, Nao Ishikawa attacks Haruna Neko, and they fight around the main area. They play a little chair bowling, and eventually they get back into the ring so that they can officially start the match. And that's what they do for the next 8.5 minutes, is fight each other in a terrible match, apparently. And gets a 33. But now Ishikawa gets the better of Haruna Neko in 8.5 minutes and gets the win and a measure of revenge against Revelation from a few days back. We get to our next match, Free Wi-Fi versus JK Fallen Stars. Decent wrestling, didn't have much heat. Free Wi-Fi, of course, getting the win over JK Fallen Stars in just under 10 minutes. Now Kakata submitting Hina. Creative finish there. I'm not quite sure exactly what made it so creative, but nonetheless, it very much helped out, I think, with the match rating here, as it got itself a 51. So I'll definitely take that. And Free Wi-Fi victorious on their way. Let me see. Yep, on their way to their Twin Spirit title match at the end of the month. And, of course, they get on the mic after the match. They insult the crowd, proclaim themselves the next Twin Spirit champions. We get to our main event. It is a hardcore match between Rina Yamashita and Momoka Hanazono, of course. Momoka once again main eventing in Osaka here against Rina. And good wrestling, decent reaction, as Rina very much carries Momoka through this. And just over 14 minutes, Rina Yamashita ends up hitting Splash Mountain and gets the win here in the main event. Shakes Momoka's hand as they had a strong match between each other. They both thank the crowd for coming and then send the crowd home. And that is that. Increase in the popularity. Did pretty well. 56 is nice. Lost a chunk of money, but gained a little bit there. See, I'm already spending probably too much money. That's talked about how I probably didn't want to do that, and then I just go ahead and do it anyway. Probably not the smartest of ideas. Let's see. Not much going on there. Dean Malenko still jealous about that. NWA World Television title changed hands. Ricky Starks became the television champion. Jody Threat got injured with a damaged foot. Not expecting she'll miss any dates. Take a few days. Mickey Knuckles joins DTU. Isn't that in Mexico? Yeah. Oh, and Ultraviolent company in Mexico. This is where Mickey Knuckles is going. All right. Next show for them here, and I think it'll be our second to last show that we put on here. Oh my goodness. Nope, actually we're not doing that. But yeah, we'll end up doing that, I think. Well, now that I'm here, I've already got it. Our next show, I don't think I have the logo. Let me look. No, I don't. All right, so we'll keep it as that for now. But we do have a show coming up called Idol Jam, and that is July 19th. So we got that figured out. Ooh. I also just looked at the Summer Gate thing. We're moving that to the 29th. There we go. Not the 21st, the 29th. And I think that is set up, at least for now. Save that, yeah, because the next show's in 5 days. The 11th, yep. That's where we're at with that, but we do have our first big show. Oh, decisions are happening. Oh, Kazuna's here. Restoring her old gimmick. Yeah, we'll restore it. Chi-Chi, $40. There you go. Chi-Chi again? Oh. Hang on. Wait, what happened? Did I just sign Kazuna and it for some reason looked like Chi-Chi for a second? I think that's what happened. Alright, I'm still waiting on the other two. That's fine. Let's get to Friday. Ugh. You got 90-minute shows to start doing now. Boy, it's taken a while. What's going on here? AEW in a giving mood. $250,000 they made to charity is being heavily promoted. Part of Wired started to use soft power to promote the company's brand worldwide. Jerry Lynn is now a locker room leader on top of everything else. I'm sure Dean Malenko will be thrilled. There's him. What is he on? Written? Handshake. $1,800 though. There we go. Weasley underdog gimmick. Yep. Weasley underdog gimmick. Yep. All right. Did I don't think I changed her look, but I did change hers. There we go. All right, so she's officially set, and I was going to add a new team. This is originally what was going to happen here. Is that what I was going to call him? Let me make sure. Yes. There we go. And I think everything's good there. I think we've got everything situated there for our next show. All right. Let's see if okay. Ho Ho Loon leaves Dragon Gate. New Japan are bringing back Naito. I don't know how much of a great idea that is. In 2023, I think he could still go. 2026 Naito, however. No night off. We are in Broadlawn's Arena. Here we go. Broadcasters, auto select. Everybody. For YouTube, booking team meeting. We're not using it. Locker room incidents. Pre-show drills for 9 students. Wheeler Yuta, Tyree, Pero Odinson, Griff Garrison, Kevin Knight, Preston Vance, One Called Manders, and Yuki Ueno. Backstage, Justin King and JT Dunn apparently got in a heated argument. Okay. Taylor Wyndham and Cesar Bononi have been hanging out recently. Okay. All right. So nothing in particular. All right. We got 16 segments to throw on here for this show. It's our first show, so we got some stuff. Let's see. 4 minutes. Development. It looks like Nick Dinsmore doing his thing. AR Fox coming out. There we go. Book that segment. And we get our opening match. We get AR Fox and Matthew Palmer. And Fox takes about 7 minutes to just end them. Open match, clean win, done, done, done. There you go. And then Fox is going to cut a promo. Yeah, serious. Here, Fox. Digging my eye there. It was itchy. Christian Cage is off screen, but AR Fox calling out Christian Cage. Here we go. Booking analysis wise. I think the key also is to make sure we're not paying for more than we need. I think we're mostly keeping this to Dinsmore and Armstrong. Probably should have taken the other two out. Yeah, because that'll save us a lot more money. And we need to do at least a little bit of penny pinching at this point because we're 10,000 in the hole. So, all right, Speedball, hype up. We're hyping up Bailey. He is. Let's do a non-speaking appearance. He's backstage video live. There you go. Oh, backstage angle. How about that? There you go. All right, next bit. Recap video. That's a minute. That's outside video pre-taped. It is generic. It discusses, let's see, Tyree and Ryan Davidson. Samoa Joe will be the segment host. There we go. Finally got another match. It is a tag. Trey Lamar, Tim Donst, Ryan Davidson, Max Caster. I always got to wonder what the hell I'm thinking. You know, if there's enough time in between, and it's just like, I don't know why this is the way it is. Let's give Trey Lamar the victory over Caster. Open match, clean win. Here we go. This one's another video. 2-minute long video, outside broadcast video, pre-taped, character development. It is Christian Cage, who's on the screen but off the screen. And Samoa Joe being the segment host. There we go. Put that in. That's 2 minutes. Are they fighting? Yeah. But they'll be backstage with an angle. Character development. And that is Odinson. Intimidation. Pero intimidation. What's Odinson's yeah, I mean Menace is obviously the way to go, so here we go. 2v2. We've got the N and Neo Body guys. We're going 12. Odinson and let's go Jesse Godders. Crap. Now I know that there was an idea in my head. Shit. I'm going to have to remember the idea I had in my head for a stable that I thought would be fun. Because I think I halfway considered Preston Vance being one of the guys. I forget the angle. I'm trying to remember the exact angle I had on it. I know what it was. I know what it was based on. An old stable that it was based on. I just can't remember the exact like slant that I had on it. I'm kind of remembering now, but yeah, I know there's some other things. God damn it. Let me do this real quick. Generic Benoni attempts. Okay, so Caesar Benoni beat him down. So fighting. And then Jesse Godders. Let's see, what were they doing? We'll have them work the crowd. We'll have it be considered working the crowd, I guess. And the end. So Pero and Odinson were fighting. Here we go. Yeah, I think I wanted to make it like I think it was like some sort of like crypto bro type thing I wanted to do. I'm trying to remember. Like that was part of the slant that I had on it. Generic. Recap the video between. Yep. Okay. They're still considered off screen. off screen. Samoa Joe, segment host. I gotta make sure that like Christian Cage and Dan Severn aren't booked on these, because they probably are. Dinsmore, Scott Armstrong. We'll throw Dinsmore, Armstrong, Dinsmore, Severn, no, Armstrong. All right. Looking better for the money there. All right, 1v1. We've got Calvin Tankman and we've got JT Dunn. And Tankman, not domination, open match, clean win. There we go. Angle that out. Yeah, I think my general idea was to do something similar to like the old York Foundation in WCW. But it was going to be with like crypto stuff and NFTs. Get someone who's maybe like one of the younger guys. I think I was looking at people to potentially bring in for it. Who could be like I think it was gonna be a mix of like that and like Moneyball. Try to have the idea of like, oh yeah, we're looking at people who I think are underrated in the company, and people aren't really taking much of a look at them, and we can bring them in and make something of them. Let's see, cutting a promo. Backstage interview. There we go. Yeah, I'll have to flesh out more of the idea that I had and who was probably going to be in said group. Video pre-taped, generic, and it is Mike Bailey. Okay, so we're looking at Samoa Joe as the segment host, and it is a Mike Bailey off screen, Alex Shelley off screen, and Ricky Starks off screen. All right, main event. Oh God, I still need to remember not to have these guys. Stupid Windows. 3540. So I think we're still okay. All right. So match time. We're looking Mike Bailey, Anthony Mayweather. $22 minutes. Dinsmore. We'll do Armstrong. Bailey. Open, clean. There you go. Whoops. Put that title on the line. World title. There you go. And then end the show There. 2 minutes in the ring, angle live, hype. That is Mike Bailey. Work of the crowd. Guess he could be doing character development. There we go. All right. We're at 90. We're at 90 even. Nothing too bad there. Seems to be the budget that I had there. Even though the budget I think is still over, I think we're going to be okay. All right. Before this, well, I don't think I could change the name of the event at this point. I think it'll be okay. Obviously, there's going to be adrenaline. I didn't know if I wanted number or chapter or something there. We'll just keep it as such. And I think we're ready to go. All right, we're here for the very first episode of our live Friday show. Of course, we're upping it from 60 minutes to 90 minutes, and we renamed it to Adrenaline. So gone are your occasional TV tapings and all that. We are creating brand new live content every single Friday inside this arena, Broadlawns Arena here. So we're excited. We've got the very first episode, just under 600 people showing up for the very first show here. And Nick Dinsmore opens the show, welcoming everyone to the very first episode of Adrenaline. AR Fox interrupting as, of course, he got attacked by Christian Cage at Anniversary Blitz 3 and immediately is demanding to have Cage come out. Nick Dinsmore says he's not here tonight, and AR Fox not too fond of that, but he heads to the ring because he's got the very first match here. And it is AR Fox taking on Matthew Palmer. Good wrestling, decent reaction there as it goes just under 7.5 minutes. AR Fox puts away Matthew Palmer pretty easily with a fox catcher, and it gets the win here in the opening match as he pretty much drug him to a 61. And after that, he grabs a mic, calls out Christian Cage, says, if you're watching this, come here next week to face him face-to-face in the ring. We go back to the locker room. Speedball is in his locker room. He is taping up, warming up, doing some punches, a lot of kicks, warming up for his title match, as he does have a Vertigo World Title Championship defense against Anthony Mayweather, who of course won the Anniversary three-way dance at Anniversary Blitz. So he has earned a shot at the world title, and that will be happening in tonight's main event. And so we get a video recap of Ty Ray defending the Heritage Championship against Ryan Davidson at Anniversary Blitz 3. As we'll have small pieces of recaps of some of the matches over the course of the night. This one here for Ryan Davidson as he and Max Caster take on Trey Lamar and Tim Donst. Decent match between the teams here. Went just over 10 minutes, but Trey Lamar, fresh off losing his tag titles with Calvin Tankman, shows up here with Tim Donst, and they do get a victory though, so bit of a cooling off period with Tankman and Lamar, and that's because Tankman will be in action later on in the night. So Trey Lamar at least successful here against Tim Donst. We'll see about Calvin Tankman. We got a video recap from Anniversary Blitz 3. It is Christian Cage backstage after his attack on AR Fox. Says that he knows the man. He's seen Vertigo. He knows about AR Fox, and how he feels about outsiders, and he knows the man that he needed to pick a fight with on his very first night in Vertigo, because he knew it was inevitable to happen anyway with his arrival. So why not get the jump on AR Fox immediately? And we head back. We are backstage as the End is warming up for their match. Coming up next, they are praising the Neon Ninjas for their win. Of course, the Ninjas ended up getting the better of the End, I believe, in it was at the 0 hour for Anniversary Blitz 3. And of course, the 3 matches that they took on over the course of the night to become the winners and the champions. But they plan on coming back at them soon enough. Now that the Ninjas are champions, they plan on getting theirs back. But first, they got to take on the Neo Body Guys. Decent reaction, didn't have much heat. 9.5 minutes, but wasn't meant to be for the Neo Body Guys, as the End definitely have some chips on their shoulders after the failure of last or a couple weeks ago at Anniversary Blitz. So last rites hitting on Jesse Goddard's, and that is the win for the End. Preston Vance, the weak link here. 40. So it seems like it's just barely that, but yeah, nonetheless, a win for the End here. Cesar Bononi, after the match, inexplicably decides to try to attack them. And that's when Odinson and Pero decide to hit him with the last rites and leave him laying as Goddard's recovers, and Preston Vance kind of drag him out. And they all just sort of limp out as Odinson and Pero pose to the crowd. That takes us to our next recap video from Anniversary Blitz. It is the street fight between one called Manders and JT Dunn. It was a plunderfest between the two. Manders getting the better end of it, and showing that in the recap, because JT Dunn is up next against the former tag team champion who suffered a brutal loss at Anniversary Blitz himself and lost a title because of it in Calvin Tankman. Decent match between the two, went just under 11 minutes, but Tankman choking out JT Dunn, who's still definitely, even after almost 2 weeks, is still feeling the effects of the match, the street fight that him and Manders had. So questionable if he was at 100%, but it doesn't matter because he taps out to Calvin Tankman. We are backstage. We are ready for our main event. The challenger, Anthony Mayweather, is backstage. He's been waiting for his chance to get his title back. He gets the opportunity coming up next, and he is looking to get the title back. So we will have Mike Bailey versus Anthony Mayweather coming up. But first, we get a video recap once again of Anniversary Blitz. This time, the main event, as it was Mike Bailey defending the Vertigo World title against Alex Shelley. Successful title defense for Speedball, and it leads to the return of Absolute Ricky Starks, who's been not seen for the last couple of months, at least in Vertigo here. Lays out Mike Bailey and seems to make his intentions known that he is wanting a shot at the world title. We get to our main event, Mike Bailey defending the Vertigo World Championship against Anthony Mayweather. Superb wrestling and good heat between the two. Bailey really drug Anthony Mayweather to this match. Goes just under 20 minutes, 19 and a half minutes, and ends up with a shooting star knee drop to Anthony Mayweather and a clean win from Mike Bailey, as I believe this is the first time these two have fought in over 6 months. I think this is the first time these guys have fought since Wrestle Zenith back in December. But that is the fourth official defense for the champion, Mike Bailey, as he ends up celebrating with the title, poses with it. He finds the camera that's nearest to him, and he starts talking into the camera, mentioning Ricky Starks, and holding the belt in front of the camera. And that is the end of the show. 60, I will definitely take it there. Financial report, $1,600. But I think with the sponsorship money that we get over the course of the week, I think we make more than that. So I think we come out positively on this. And we gained a little bit, which is always going to be helpful. Oh, man. All right. We are through the first official adrenaline. I forgot I had my sparkling water. Hang on. Drew Gallagher gets ripped. Was he not ripped in this? I think even in the 2020 database, he should have been. What was he considered beforehand? Some new stuff for Dynamite and Collision. Not like TNT or TBS or anything. Pete Dunne wows fans. That doesn't happen. Not anymore. New move to his arsenal. Okay. ITV2 cut their ties with Rev Pro. Oh, wow. Maya Yuki, a rising star. Oh, and Stardom. All right. So she's going to be taken. Let me take a look at the media. Anybody? I mean, I can start doing pay-per-views. I just don't think that's going to turn out well for us financially to not just keep doing the shows free. At least for now. All right, we're 3 days out from the next show. Here, yeah, so we're still $1,700. We're still in the positive, so we're moving the right way for now. 11,500 people watched. I'll definitely take that. It's pretty good. It's been par for the course, about par for the course for us. Nothing else. Anything new pop up? IndependentWrestling.tv internet subscription service. That's a new one. And High Spots Network internet subscription service. I forget how the internet subscription service stuff works. I want to see what IWTV wants for like our events. They would not pay anything. They're not asking for exclusive rights. Okay. I think we would get money, wouldn't we? Would we get money? Yeah. How much money would be they willing to... what's the revenue split they'd be willing to give us? Aren't happy with the proposed... okay, so 65% is what you could get for revenue split. Might have to look at this. Time slot would be on demand. Oh my god, I wouldn't even... I get nothing better than on demand. Head-to-head analysis only available. Not pay anything per show. Revenue split 65% to company. I'd have to see how much this ups our costs and how much money we get for it. But it could be helpful. That's also on demand. Are they willing to go? Expect you to offer a financial incentive now. Not pay anything per show. So this would just put us on a subscription service though, wouldn't it? That'd be all that this does. That revenue split, like I don't know if the revenue split does anything. Let me look. Subscription broadcasters make their money through subscription fees reflected in $1 per viewer revenue for companies. Mechanically, subscription broadcasts are very similar to their commercial counterparts, except they offer a slightly higher rate of revenue per viewer, and the quality of each show has less impact on their viewership numbers. So yeah, it said, okay, so they wouldn't pay us a certain amount per show. So we wouldn't pay anything per show. They wouldn't pay anything per show, but we'd still get a split in revenue based on dollar per viewer. I'll have to think about it. I'll have to see that maybe outside of this. We don't need to do this right this second. I don't need to lock myself into, because at that point I'd be locking myself into, oh well, do we have Canada? Yeah, we have Canada. Yeah. So what? America. So that's just America, and then that's America, Canada. So IWTV would probably be the way to go. And then also takes out America, Canada here for YouTube, which is roughly considered the same. So honestly, the game might not consider it all that much different from this. I don't know. The public internet site might be different. I'll have to look. I won't do that right now. Nothing I'm looking at here. Might help get money. All right, we got 2 shows. They're 2 bigger shows too, if I remember right. It's gonna be something. We got to get to the 11th. We still got a couple days. See if anything happens. Let's see. Fight for the Fallen. Alex Reynolds versus Ace Austin. There's a huge row between the two. Arn Anderson feels snubbed. Tetsuya Endo injured. Broken ribs. Okay. Hikari Noa, Yuna Manase bonded. Suzume and Harnan Neko. Alright, doesn't look like anything here. Let's see. AAA's got bad morale. Wrestle Peter Pan, one of their big shows. 17,218. Jesus. Norihana, Micah Ozaki. Latin Lover retires. Mahiro got a damaged kneecap. Looking at a few weeks to heal. Chris Statlander rising. Is she signed with AEW here? WWE. Okay. Micah injured, broken jaw. Okay, take a few weeks to fully heal. New champion Oz, open weight title. Utami lost it to you. And single. Okay. Oh, something was there. Okay. It's gonna be a bit, yeah. It's gonna be a bit of a row to kind of deal with the Titan purse strings, because it's like I want to move up to that next level of like people who are there, but yeah, I can't really use them much. Tennille Dashwood and Roosh had an enormous bust up. Mustafa Ali strained wrist. Okay, not a big deal. That a Lindemann rising star. ROH have made a contract offer to Bo Dallas. Is it written? Exclusive written. Oh boy. Out of all the people that we're losing, we're gonna lose fucking. We're gonna lose Taylor Wyndham. That's who we're losing. 10,700 a month. I don't blame you. We're gonna lose Taylor fucking Wyndham. Yeah, compared to how much am I paying him? $415 a show. He's got that conspiracy theorist gimmick, major star. I think that means I got to start figuring out, because once he signs, the 30-day clock starts. So I don't think, because we just got done with a show, I don't think he's going to make it to, he's not going to make it to the next pay-per-view. I wonder if we can make something happen where we can at least get like one more main event out of him. I think we can get like a main event out of him. That should be a future title defense. We'll have a title. I was kind of looking for like maybe another title defense to throw in there before the next big show in August. Maybe that'll be it. Maybe maybe we'll get something where just before he leaves, like his last night with us, he has a world title match. Tries to take boy, that really eats dicks for Heath and Joe Hennig, because Taylor was the bigger of the three. Maybe one of those guys will be the crypto Moneyball guy. Something along those lines. Not gonna have anyone on the night off. We are in Shinjuku Face. 1,295 fans. Am I gonna have to start pulling a marigold and start running 2 Cork and Halls a month? Finalize the broadcasters. Yep, we're gonna broadcast this. Booking team meeting. I'm not gonna use it right now. Locker room incidents. Pre-show drills, and that's it. Dress the locker room. Nope. All right. Live stage 52. We've got 18 segments to run through. At least we got the people that I planned on this time, so should help. So we've got, let's see, 5 minutes. And character development. So looks like we've got Namba, but we've also got Miyako Matsumoto, Chie, and Asako. I'm wondering what more I'm going to do with, say, like Chie and Asako. How much money are they costing me? They can't be costing me much money. Because if they were, we can change that. Yeah, Chie's costing me 20. Asako's costing me 20. All right. You guys will probably get to stay based on the idea that you're only $20. $20 in a body to fill out a card. Maybe we'll do a little something at some point again with you. We'll figure it out. There we go. Miyako Matsumoto, Raku. It is 9 minutes. It is Raku with the open match, the clean win, but a roll up. There we go. And an angle, and that's a minute. In the ring, angle live, character development. Miyako Matsumoto, dramatic acting, along with Asako, Mia, Chie, and Raku. There we go. Let's see here. This is 2 minutes. This is backstage interview live. And we'll make it backstage angle taped or interview taped. And it is hype because it is Arisu cutting a promo along with AI Princess. So we're doing Now Ishikawa and Yuki Arai. And next one here. Let's see. We've got Marikoto taking on the debuting tag team of Solaris. And we're going to get Kohaku and Miku will take the loss, I guess. Open match, clean win. There we go. Save VV. 3 minutes in the ring, angle live, character development. Maria, Kohaku. Book that segment. Next match, 1v1. Anon and Rena. And 12 minutes. We got Hanan taking the victory. We'll open match it. Clean win. And Asahi at ringside with Hanan. Because they are going to cut a promo together for 2 minutes in the ring. Angle live. Hype. Hanan character development. Asahi character development. There we go. Next match. 1v1. Momoko Hanazono. Nodoka Tenma. That is 15 minutes total. We got Momoka taking the win. Open match, clean win. Nope, not clean win. Cheating win. And unhappy at the booking. All right, can I talk you into it? Talk you. Let's see. Put someone over in a match. I want you to put over Momoko Hanazono. Willing to do that. All right. There you go. It's cheating anyway, so should be generally okay with it. Uh, 2 minutes in the ring, angle live, hype. It is Sayuri Namba, and we're going to start getting the matches figured out here. Momoko, who works the crowd. Hey, we live. How's it going? Yuri and Momono. So, Mia Momono, who's off screen. Yuri, who's off screen. Save that. All right. Save angle. It is 2 minutes on that. FIFA 16 posted their seasonal updated roster on forums yesterday. You know what's funny is I actually just, like, over the weekend, I I think I uninstalled it. I think I need to reinstall it. But I just over the weekend like started getting through and checking out FIFA 16. Now, I kind of discarded it, I think, because it didn't seem as I'm very used to PES and its editability, and obviously FIFA is not that. It's really not that. But I feel like it's like Ultimate Creator or something like that. I forget exactly what it's called, but there's like a creation tool that seems to be, I think, does extremely well. I'd have to look. I don't know how well it does for, logos and kits and names and all that jazz. I'd have to look and see, but it looks interesting. Character development. Let me see here. Momo. Revelation. So we're talking Michiko and Harn and Neko. 1991 classical season 1 is gonna be so good. Yeah, I still have 2021, but I don't play it as much. I'm pretty well stuck on 17 at this point. I would probably also play 13 if it actually had a league mode, which I don't know why of all games it doesn't have a league mode. I actually went backwards to like 11 as well to check that out. It was all right, but yeah, it doesn't have like the league capabilities that like the newer games have, where you could have like a quote unquote Konami league with like a set amount of team, like different amounts of teams. Like it all has to be like a very specific amount of teams. And it's like, well, that's not really what I wanted to do. Match Innovillo 8. I haven't. Is it a PS2 thing or PS3 thing? I would imagine PS2. PS2 GameCube version maybe going ham, because I don't know if it's as crazy as the 360. Yeah, PC. Yeah, PC's always been updated. But let me see here. Michiko, Haruna Neko, Momo Watanabe, Arisu Endo, Nao Ishikawa, Yuki Arai. Here we go. It was cool to see someone streaming TEW. Yes. Welcome. I'm about 3 years deep into this. I have not streamed nearly as much in the last few years as I would like to have. But yeah, I've been doing this for way too long. It's been one of those things where I don't even know sometimes how many hours I put into this game, but I know for like, I think it was like when I finally got done with TEW 16, when 20 came out, I had streamed over 200 hours of it, just streaming 2K8 lately on 360. Nice. Yeah, I've been liking the PS2 version, I think, just because it isn't really that much worse of a game, honestly. And do I want it to give it to Momo or Michiko? Let's go. Yeah. Oh, I already had the idea of who it's supposed to be. Okay. I'm sure I had a reason for it. Yeah, I think also being able to do a lot of the texture replacements has been helpful in making it feel at least a little bit fresher than, say, the 360 PS3 version of 2K8. Even if it is, noticeably worse graphically. Do you use real world timeline? Do you prefer to tweak it? Yeah, I mostly just do real world timeline for Real World Chronicles. I did tweak this one, but this is because this is from a TEW 2020 save. So I started this on TEW 2020, as a local to global, or I feel like everyone still calls it a local to global. I do, because I'm old. But yeah, I started this, and I'm 3 years in. I'd probably like to be a little bit further, but once again, I don't stream nearly as much as I could probably. But yeah, it's a real world timeline, and then especially now that I'm a couple years ahead of like of the game now, I have started putting in like people who've since debuted, so that, hey, you can get some real life people who, you know, show up in the real world, except now I have to kind of wait for them a little bit because obviously now I'm 2.5 years behind, when of course I pretty much started this on the same page. We're doing just a minute. Let me see. You can see your Argo decides. Okay, so this is angle in the ring and a character development there. And it's with Momo and Michiko. So character development between the two of them. Yep. 13 segments. All right, segment 14. We have got one-on-one. So I believe this is a challenge that was put in, which is why this is happening. Mirai, Rina Yamashita. We're looking at 16 minutes. What did I book here? I booked Mirai taking the win. Open match. Tainted win. It is outside interference finish on Rina Yamashita by Camille. And she'll have also been at ringside for this match. All right. 15. What's the booking analysis say? Oh, shit. I should have. Oh, that's right. I need announcers too. Son of a bitch. I forgot all about that. I forgot about hiring announcers for the night. Oh, balls. All right. 14 segments in. That's going to be some time. All right. Reset. Broadcaster. And not a pain in the ass. All right. Who did I use? Did I use Osano and Ihara? I believe Ihara was one of them. 290. I want to say it was Osano. Yes. Whoops. Negotiate. There. Yep. All right. Ihara, Osano. Ihara, Osano. Oh, man. I'm a dummy. I gotta have like a checklist. I think I gotta have a checklist for stuff like this. For stuff that, like, I know I'm probably gonna need to do, that I'm probably gonna forget because the game isn't gonna tell me until it's way too late. Was that 5 or 6? That was 6. 7. There we go. 8. Sano. 9. God damn it. Okay. 10. By the way, okay, I got the 2 people there. All right. Almost there. Ah, come on. 13. 4 freaking things short. What do we got now? Oh, right, this pre-booking. Yeah. Yeah, get rid of that because I had the pre-booking. Add that to the booking sheet. That is 16 minutes. All right, let's let's do this again. Ah, Mirai getting the win. Open match. Tainted win. Outside interference. By Camille. Who's standing at ringside? There. Now what? That's I'm a dummy. All right. There. At least for the last, what? 4 segments, it'll be there. All right. There we go. So let me see this. Doing a real world timeline, some past tweaks. Always love bringing back WCW and ECW to the current timeline. Absolutely. I do like that sometimes too, outside of all of this. Too much time modifying contracts, alliances beforehand. Setting up angles. I've long wanted some answers how to set up all kinds of angles and which type means, so I know how to get creative, like wedding angles, random wrestler based ads, hype montages, and such. Honestly, I really hated how they do this new one. But I mean, that's basically just what I do. I fill out just a quick segment name, which is going to be whatever the segment name is going to showcase here, so I know what the segment was, and then I put it in the segment output so it'll actually show up on the little thing there. That's how I end up doing it. Otherwise, I keep it pretty vague, and I try to remember just how it was, like kind of in the older versions, and perhaps what some of these replaced, like the idea of a generic serious comedy, like a hype, character development, storyline development, like things that weren't in 20. But yeah, that's generally how I do it. Segment name, segment output. And then, yeah, I'll just put the workers in what I feel works best for them. And of course, the segment output, if you want to do more, can do more in this. I don't really do parts. I really hate the parts thing. I think this came from what? Pro Wrestling Simulator? And yeah, I'm not big on Pro Wrestling Sims angle output thing. So I just don't really deal with the parts and stuff, because I'd rather it just be its own segment that I can look up. Because that was the thing too, is I started kind of working with the parts to go boom, 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 like, okay, this into this into this into this, and then I realized that it all just warps into one segment, and I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna do this the old way. I'm gonna do this kind of the older way that I would do freestyle angles. So that's what I end up doing with that. Marina. So like in this case, she's laying out a challenge for the future show. So I put character development, and Camille and Mirai aren't exactly talking. So they're using their charisma. And so basing it mostly on charisma would be working the crowd, at least in my idea. Yeah, see, I'm not biggest on the roles, but yeah, I'll deal with it. But yeah, so I put work in the crowd because they're not really speaking on the microphone. They're just making facial expressions and doing other things that don't involve directly speaking into the mic. So I consider it to be work in the crowd. The way I've done now, especially as a smaller promotion, to save money, is there's no real good way to implement like pre-taped videos that don't cost you money. Like, so for add an angle, like you could do obviously a video that's pre-taped, you know, on an outside broadcast or something, but then like you could use that for like a vignette, or, you know, say, oh, this is a video that came from last week when we had a big show. So I try to incorporate it like that, where they're technically off screen, because that seems to be the only way to put them in, where they're technically on the segment, but they're actually not getting paid. Because of course I'm not going to put, I wouldn't spend $2,000 to have, you know, somebody cut a promo that actually happened technically kayfabe wise, outside of the outside of the ring, and it happened like during the same show that they were at. Let me throw in the main event here. Yeah, that is a 2v2. So we're looking at Kiona and May. We're looking at Himeka and Hazuki. That is 19 minutes. And I've got May Saruga being the victor, Hazuki being the loser, but I have got is an open match. It is technically a cheap win because it is a count out win. So yeah, it might just be me being kind of older and playing a lot of the previous games, playing the last like 15 years worth of this game, where a lot of the new angles and stuff I don't like, and I don't feel like interacting with them all that much, because it won't show in the segment. Like I said, if you do like 5 different parts for a segment, it's kind of hard to put it in here. Like you can't just put the name of I guess you could put a different name of the segment, but to me personally, I've always made the segment name just what actually happens in said segment. That's just always how I do it. I find it just easier that way, especially when you're kind of like looking at the actual sheet here, and then you're looking at the sheet when you run the show. Hazuki's livid. Okay, so we're looking at, we'll do serious. So Hazuki is an attacker and May is a victim. And then Himeka's technically making the save by helping pull apart. There you go. All right. Final bit here. Pop that in and that in. 2 minutes in the ring, angle live hype. And we've got Namba. And it is, yeah, Hazuki and May and Himeka and Kiona. There we go. 120? 120. That's what I got. All right. 120 even, 18 segments. That's a pretty penny, but I don't think I have anybody inexplicably booked here that doesn't need to be booked. I think I've got everything pretty much settled with that, so we'll save it. And 7,400, man, I am burning through money here too. That's not good. That's at least we make good money on tickets, I think, because we still got a Cork and Hall show at the end of the month, so that'll help. I think we're good then. Just wanted to make sure before I hit go. All right, we are here for Idol Pro Live Stage 52, a sold out Shinjuku face here once again for the show. Sorry, Namba, as always for every show, coming out running down the card. And like she does most of the time, she is interrupted this time by Miyako Matsumoto and the rest of Miyakoko Army, as they had a bit of a trial for the other two back in their spot show in Osaka. Now they are here for trial for Raku, as Miyako Matsumoto has decided she wants to challenge Raku, as they feel like maybe they've grown since May. It's been less than 2 months so far, but we'll see. And as we see, just under 7.5 minutes, Raku does unfortunately get the best of Miyako Matsumoto with a roll-up, and Raku getting a victory here. She actually did better than Miyakoko. There you go. pretty good chemistry between them. Yeah, we're just at a point where I would have to hire them, and then I don't know, I'd have to figure out how to not use them on all the shows, because I feel like the game would start importing them to all the things. There's not really a toggle to be like, hey, if we're not broadcasting, we don't need the announcers, as far as I know. So yeah, Miyakoko's in disbelief about that, and takes solace and getting consoled by Asako and Chie, and even Raku, the person who beat her, who made her upset, is also helping console her as they go to the back. Later on tonight, we've got Arisu and AI Princess in a 6-person match here against Momo Watanabe and 2 members of Revelation. They are backstage. They are ready for the challenge, so they have their own little piece to say about that. But that is it, as Arisu now and Yuki are preparing themselves for... oh, Jesus, did not do well. They are preparing themselves for the match later on tonight. Marikoto are back in action together. We've seen a little bit less and less of them since losing the tag titles, but they are here in tag action. They're facing 2 new debuts for Idol Fight Project. That is Chi-Chi and Miku Kanai. They're here as the tag team of Solaris, as the chosen team name for them. And unfortunately for both of them, they are not quite on par with the former Twin Spirit champions, as in just over 7 minutes, Kohaku pins Miku Kanai, and Marikoto are victorious here. Now, this is not the official debut for them, just in general, but this is the first time that they have shown up as members of the roster. At least, yeah, both of them looks like they've been here, because, yeah, it's not showing a gimmick. So Marikoto talk about their time as a team, as they feel just a little bit lost right now that they're no longer the tag champions, but they're determined to get back the Twin Spirit titles, and they're looking to do something about that. We get one half of the Twin Spirit champions, of course. Hanan, she's out here accompanied by Asahi. So both of the Twin Spirit champions out here facing off against Rina. And a little under 10.5 minutes. Rina fighting valiantly. Wasn't enough, as Hanan gets the win with a judo throw and a pin. And successful here for the Twin Spirit champions. After that, they get into the ring. Hanan's not been here in a few weeks, but they are preparing themselves outside of the ring for free Wi-Fi. And they will defend... Oh, Jesus. I just had a stroke there, didn't I? They will prepare to defend their titles at Summergate. So they are defending against free Wi-Fi, and they're planning on success in that. Momoka Hanazono taking on Nodoka Tenma, and the former Fighting Spirit champion going down, at least to a bit of cheating by Momoka Hanazono. In a little over 12.5 minutes. They didn't click at all. That stinks. But they still put on a half decent match, all things considered, considering they didn't seem to click. And Momoko getting a sneaky, cheaty victory here. Can't make Nodoka happy. And of course, make her even less happy, where Sayuri Namba had received word that the winner of this match would be inserted into a 3-way dance at Summergate at the end of the month here. And with that pre-booking here for Summergate, we finally have got a match to throw in here. We have got a 3-way dance. And it will be between Yuri... It'll be between Mio Momono, and it will be between the winner of this match, Momoka Hanazono, with the winner. Whoops. Oh, goodness. Let's try that again. With the winner becoming the number 1 contender to the Fighting Spirit title. And we'll put a 3-way dance. There we go. And we are good there. Momo Watanabe backstage with Michiko and Haru and Neko. They argue before their match, as of course Momo not part of Revelation, so she's not exactly listening to Michiko like Michiko's used to with Neko and Nayano. And Michiko benefited from having a hot catchphrase. Interesting. But they are in action coming up next, it looks like. Yep, they're getting ready for their match next. So we get Momo Watanabe, Michiko, and Haru and Neko taking on the team of Arisu Endo and AI Princess. And decent match here out of all 6 of them. It looks like there's no... I would say there's no outwardly weak link, although there are 2 of them called AI Princess, as they seem to be the only ones in the 30s. And that's even with Michiko off her game. But nonetheless, Momo Watanabe ends up getting now in with a vertebreaker and pins her in just over 11 and a half minutes. And the former Royal Spirit champion picking up the victory for her team. And once again, they're still kind of pushing and shoving each other as Michiko was planning on getting the win here. Momo gets the win as they continue arguing with each other. And Momo decides to just kind of throw up her hands and just say, you know what, I'm done with you. And leaves the ring. We get our semi-main event for the night. Mirai taking on Rina Yamashita. This was a challenge set by Rina Yamashita a few weeks back. And we get a match. Great wrestling and good heat. Goes just over 13 and a half minutes. And Rina Yamashita, even though it was probably only about a week or so ago, she had a hardcore match, was successful, feeling the effects, but she still looked like she was about to get the better of Mirai. Unfortunately, Kamiyu, who's been at ringside, interfered to cause the distraction and hit her with something, while it allowed Mirai to get her down and hit her with the Dr. Bomb and get the pin. And Mirai taking a cheap victory, but a victory nonetheless over Rina Yamashita. With that, as Mirai and Kamiyu look to leave the ring, they get kind of halfway up the walkway there to the back door. And Rina grabs a mic and demands that they show up at Summergate. They're not even going to wrestle. They're just going to have a fight. And that will lead to our next match for Summergate. And that is Death Riot, Rina Yamashita, and Risa Sera taking on Strong Kickers. Did I have anything specifically for that? Does not look like it. At least no big Rina Yamashita. That's off. Yeah, that's fine. No, we won't ignore it. I'll just have to remember maybe not to do that. I don't know how much time is going to be left for both of them anyway, at least as a team. But yeah, Death Riot versus Strong Kickers booked for Summergate, and we've now got 4 matches under our belt here for the end of the month. As we're only like 3 weeks away or so. We get to our main event. It is the Royal Spirit champion Jungle Kyona teaming up with Mei Suruga. And on the other side, it is the challenger to the Royal Spirit title at Summergate, Himeka, and of course, the person who's been torturing Mei Suruga in the last couple of months, or at least the last several weeks, Hazuki. So we've got an official match, Kyona and Mei versus Himeka and Hazuki. And superb wrestling and good heat, and interestingly enough, the win coming with Mei Suruga and Hazuki fighting on the outside. It allowed Mei Suruga to slip away eventually, and Hazuki knocked away from the ring and was counted out at the count of 20. And Mei Suruga and Jungle Kyona getting the win in 17 and a half minutes as Hazuki was counted out. And of course, not happy about that at all. She is livid about that. The fact that they finally were in a match together, and this is how it ends. Hazuki comes in and just starts wailing on Mei Suruga, and they just start trading blows with each other until Kiona and Himeka both come in to kind of pull them apart. And with that, we get Sayori Namba coming out, and she was told by the bosses that there will be a match at Summer Gate to finally get this taken care of. It will be Hazuki and it will be Mei Suruga. I don't think there was anything here either. Nope. Just a match between the two. Hazuki versus Mei Suruga. They're going to have a one-on-one match at Summer Gate. We're going to get this settled between the both of them. And with that, after they get a bit of recovery as they look to maybe potentially fight each other, we get Himeka and Jungle Kiona staring at each other in the middle of the ring with the title between them as we get the last major show before Summer Gate. So there you go. 61. Increase the popularity. Address the locker room. Why not? Let's do Momo. Great performance. Let's do Rina Yamashita. Really helped carry Mirai there. And I would say, actually, you know what? I'm gonna praise Maria and Kohaku because they deserve some praise for carrying Chi-Chi and Miku through a passable match. Financial report, $4,800. Okay. I think it's not terrible. We did gain a point pretty much everywhere except Chubu because we just gained a point the other day. So there you go. Look at that. England, all of Australia, America. We're getting slightly up there. We're moving on up a little bit. An extra point everywhere there too was also a little bit extra money, especially on merchandise and sponsorships. So every little point counts, especially when it's spread out amongst 39 different regions. All right. New Japan has hired back Tetsuya Naito. 5,400 people watched that. All right. I'll take that. Anything new? TNA locker room leader, Petey Williams, Jimmy Jacobs. Okay. Nothing much going on here other than New Japan have hired back Tetsuya Naito after his thing. Troublesome knee. You're telling me. You're telling me. What does his body look like? His head should probably be up there too. All right. So, what was that show? That was the live stage. So we don't have another live stage scheduled this month because we got Summer Gate. So nothing to really change here. So let me take a look at the money so far. 7,700. This is I'm getting a little close. Hopefully things don't go too haywire. Korakuen Hall's coming up, so I think I'm okay with that. Should make some good money. We're still in the positive for the month here. We do have another show to do on Friday. 1989 save where you play with World Class M Memphis. Nice. I don't think I've done a lot of older saves. I wonder if that'd be much. I wonder what kind of like early to mid 90s saves they have. WCW at that time was really at a turning point. Maybe like a pre Nitro WCW might be interesting. Linked at that time, owned by Jerry Jarrett. Okay, yeah. Evil and Mikey Nichols have bonded recently. Okay. Sakura Hirota promoted and Sendai Girls as a locker room leader. That is fantastic. Only 300 a show. She's retired officially now. Jesus. She's still wrestling even now. She just wrestled like legitimately like 2 days ago. They're like, she's 45. She's not going to keep going. Yes, she is. Mia Shirai promoted in Oz as locker room leader. That makes sense. Shawn Michaels honored. Oh, God, I forgot he passed away. I forgot what he passed away of. Does it say? No. He passed away in June 2023. Newest edition of the famous Hall of Immortals. Let's see. Himawari Unagi, Moka Miyamoto, Ramen Unagi, Locker Room Tension, Suzume. Okay. So not much going on here. I got one more show to knock out. One more show to get knocked out. 1993 save. He plays a small-time IWCCW promotion. Lots of fun playing a smaller promotion. Yeah, that's honestly, that's one of the things that, it's as much as I kind of stress out a bit about my purse strings here. It's kind of fun trying to balance everything here. I just get a little crazy sometimes with booking certain things, and I just need to realize probably shouldn't do that. That's why a lot of my expensive guys, especially for Vertigo, are basically attractions, rare attractions to show up. Let's see. Rhett Titus became the world ROH television champion. The Righteous became the new world tag team champions in ROH. Sasha Banks got new fans online recently with body positivity. Tama Tonga, bruised tailbone. Okay. Enzo Amore backstage drama. That sounds about right. What was this, a local show? No, MLW, of course. This is Mason Rising. The death of Gleet. Oh my God. It's happening 2.5 years early. Did I do that myself? No, I don't think I did. They fall to tiny size. Oh no. You're not supposed to die yet. You're supposed to last another 2 years, then start dying. What's their oh my God, they haven't ran any shows yet. This particular save has been running since like March. They haven't run any shows. Why? You have 45 people. Where's your shows? Oh Lord. All right. That's probably why they have money, is because they're not running any shows. Why are they not running shows? Perplexed by that. Ring of Honor have increased their... Okay, yeah. I don't have money. I don't have money for that. Put self-imposed challenges, hiring wrestlers who would show up in real life there. Okay. Timeline your TNA, but repurpose the Impact brand as a development brand. Interesting. Give the night off. Shit. Let me look at something real quick just to make sure. Okay. We're gonna give Christian Cage. Give him the night off. We're gonna give Dan Severn the night off. I think I'm done. Show location, still Broadlands Arena. Finalize the broadcasters. We gotcha. Booking team meeting. Not using anything. Incidents. Pre-show training drills. Effie created a great atmosphere. He pulled a great rib on the entire locker room. Anthony Mayweather has been talking to Kevin Knight a lot recently. Seems to have an influence over his behavior. Eric Cannon was brought before Wrestlers Court, failing to pick up a share of a tab at a bar. That's perfect for Eric Cannon. Samoa Joe found him guilty, blah, blah, blah. Okay, small positive impact. Cool. Address the locker room. We're not going to do it here. Maybe the GLEAT owners disgraced UWF owner Herb Abrams. Oh, I forget who is it Chima? Is it Ramen? You still here? Ramen would know. Ramen would know who runs Gleet. I think it's Chima. Or at least Chima's involved, but I don't think he runs it. Who runs it? It just says Lede Entertainment Company. I forget exactly who runs it, but it's like businessmen. And they do shows now. They're legitimately going to be dead soon. Gleet's legitimately going to be dead. They ran a show that had like 150 people, and it's like, given the names that are on the card, like, should do a lot better, and it didn't. So yeah, they had like 150 people, and they're just like, okay, yep, that's not good. We got too good of people for this. This sucks. This is not good. So yeah, it's been not great for them. All right, I got 15 segments. 15 segments ain't terrible. All right, let's see. Here we go. There goes a chunk of our budget in the first 6 minutes. Because Ricky Starks is coming in. Ricky Starks is here to cut a promo. Immediately $1,700 on our talent. Local workers. Okay, we need local workers. Based on who I put in here, we'll see if they're here. Matt Cage. Whoops, not personal details. Bring him in for a show. Why not? Local dude. Robert Martyr. I don't think he's local to the Midwest, but he's here. Why not? And add a match. 2v2. The end. Something tells me the Shinjuku face is a nicer place than legendary Dallas Sportatorium. It had no heating or AC. I think Shinjuku has heating or AC. It only fits like 600 people, so it's definitely smaller than Dallas Sportatorium. It's a very intimate venue. 8 minutes total. Of course, they're just going to eat them alive, eat a couple of local dudes, and call it good. Open match, decisive finish, book. There we go. Sportatorium received to 5,000, well known for wild crowds. I think I've heard some stuff about it. Don't know. Jim Cornette was more known for Louisville Gardens. He probably knows about Dallas. He had to have been around for Dallas Sportatorium shows, I'm sure, right? He was working the South, not just Mid-Atlantic, I thought. Was he mostly just Mid-Atlantic? Nah, he had to have. I swear I've heard some stories from him. Clean backstage. Okay. So they are backstage, angle, live. Jim was in world class for a time. Okay. I'm trying to remember all the places that he quit. I don't know if it was world class or Jim Crockett, where it was like the famous, like him and one of the other guys, him and one of the tag team guys left, but not Bobby Eaton. I forget the other dude who left at the time. Yeah, Stan Lane quit. Oh, it was WCW. Okay. I was like, yeah, the one where him and Stan Lane quit, and they basically were like, yeah, Bobby Eaton's got kids. Yeah, he's not. That was a fun story, at least. Yeah, that was WCW, because yeah, it was it Bill Watts was in charge, and he was booking like ridiculous stuff for him, like schedule wise. Jim Herd, okay. Yeah, Watts was like like 93 or something, wasn't he? Yeah, Jim Herd. Let me see. This is a character development here. Let me see if I can get this here. Acclaimed. So it's going to be Bowens and Max Caster. And it's Donst, who's victim. which means we'll have the attackers. We'll change this to attacker. Whoops. Change that to attacker. Change that to attacker. And one called Manders. Making the save. There we go. Yeah, I forget a lot of my old late 80s, early 90s. A lot of them really run together with some of the names. Video. So this is a video, outside broadcast, video, pre-taped, hype. Starks versus Xavier main event. Okay, so that's going to be later on in the show, so we can actually make them subject of video. So we'll just do it like that. Next, we've got Drew Parker. Drew Parker and Eric Cannon. And that is 11 minutes. And Parker getting the victory. Open match. Decisive finish. There we go. Angle. Throw that in here. We'll do that. We're doing 2-minute video. Right? Vignette with... Okay, yep. Video... Pre-taped character development. It's with Matt Cardona, who was considered off-screen, at least game-wise, and Samoa Joe, the segment host. There we go. So yeah, that's how I do my pre-tape vignettes, especially with people who I don't feel like I should have to pay, because this is supposed to be a vignette that happened a couple weeks. This is supposed to be a vignette that happened a couple weeks ago when he was at a show that I booked, and now we're playing it now. So that's why I don't want to spend like $800 on a Cardona promo that he technically, that at least in kayfabe, he already cut when we booked him already. Yeah, I feel like a somewhat of a classic booker where it's like, okay, baby faces win clean, heels cheat, but I don't know. I've always been kind of a big fan of, if you have a heel that wins because they're better. I'm not big on heels always cheating. I'm big on sometimes the idea of like a heel who's not a monster just ends up winning because they're better. They might not necessarily cheat, but they'd win just because they unfortunately got the better of the person on that night. That's always been kind of my philosophy, where it's just like, yeah, I don't think they have to be like monsters to squash people as heels, but I like the idea of heels cheating, but then also sometimes if they're like a high tier wrestler and they're like a main event heel, like a Ric Flair or something. Of course, Ric Flair always cheated, but the idea of, hey, he just unfortunately got the better of him. Like, there's not much you can really say. I know sometimes that probably doesn't work too well for old school booking. The idea that, you know, the heel just wins clean, because then I guess that, yeah, Nick Bockwinkel, yeah. Harley Race, I think, probably could have been that too. Was Harley Race had to have been a heel, right? Let me see here. There, the throwbacks. Let's have Griff Garrison take it. Open match, clean win. Like in this case, Tate Twins just happen to be better than the throwbacks. They're heels, but they're going to win. Because on this night, they are better. Most nights, they're better. Harley was usually here. I'll be rough, but not necessarily cheat. Yeah. Angle, ring. Let me see here. Post-match clip. Okay, so this is character development. It is Brandon Tate and Brent Tate, and AR Fox is off screen because we're not paying AR Fox tonight. But they have a video to show the world why. Perfect. All right. And a video that, once again, they're technically off screen, even though they're on screen, because, once again, this would have been pre-taped at some point where I'm sure we would have already... This probably would have happened at a different point when we already booked them and gave them money, so... Oh, that's right. They can't be anything but that, because I'm not spending $3,000 on this. Yeah. Not an active on-screen role, which is fine, because once again, I'm not paying $2,000 plus. Samoa Joe's just considered the segment host. We get our color guy to be the host of the video segment. Here we go. And match. And we've got Christian Casanova versus Cesar Bononi. And that is 10 minutes long. And we've got Casanova being the victor. Open match, clean win. Yep, that's pretty much it. All right, nothing bad's happened yet. Everything's kosher right now. We're getting there though. We got 5 segments it looks like left. Here we go. Manners and Don's backstage. Okay, so this is backstage interview. We'll go live. We'll go hype as it's cutting a promo from Manders and Tim Donst cutting a promo. Here we go. That leads to semi-main. That is a tag match. We got Manders and Tim Donst versus the Acclaimed. Drop that in. We go 12 minutes. Yeah, Manders is going to get the win. Well, Castor, I think, took a loss last time. We'll let Bowens take a loss here. Open match, clean win. There you go. Easy. Problem is today's heels have forgotten how to get people to hate them. Yeah, I could see that. Well, then again, it probably... you'd probably have like a Jim Cornette or some older guy who's just like, well, obviously because kayfabe. So like, I feel like now trying to get people invested into hating them is different, where like you'd almost have to try to get genuine hatred. And then there's some weird lines you'd probably have to cross to get the genuine hatred. Backstage video pre-taped and character development. And actually we'll go live angle. But yeah, Nick Dinsmore cutting a promo, announcing tournament to determine heritage title contender. Boy, I hope I remember who's supposed to be in that. I know who 2 of them are. I bet you I did that because I'm like, I'll figure it out at some point. And I will figure it out at some point. Before the next time I stream this, I'll have it figured out. I just don't have it in front of me. Ricky Starks, Desmond Xavier. That is 18 minutes. And we got Starks taking the win. Open match, clean win. There we go. And then that's Tony Atlas. There's that. Starks celebrates. Here's that in the ring angle live, and it is character. We'll do character development for Ricky Starks. Isn't that I was gonna say it's an HVF meme, but now he's a different name. Stark celebrates. So we're doing, let's work the crowd. Are you saying that in Piper's voice? Okay. Man Cave Sports. Yeah, that's it. Want Speedball's title, work the crowd. There we go. Good. 90 minutes. We've hit it. 15 segments, 90 minutes. Everything's green. That means we're good. And we've only managed to spend $3,000. Hooray. I think that's like $1,700 less than last week. So looking good. I'm liking that. The fact that we can maybe try to keep Christian Cage and AR Fox sort of around in form of video rather than actually being there, because that's expensive. Is AR Fox at 1,000 at this point? 610 still. Cage is 2,200. No, I don't have that money. I have literally negative money right now. Maybe we'll be kind of out of debt by the end of the month. It's a possibility. I think we're still going to lose money even on this, though. We'll see. $3,000. All right. We are here for Vertigo Adrenaline number 2. 554 people here at this time for this show. And we open it up with Absolute Ricky Starks, who, of course, made his big return at Anniversary Blitz 3 just a couple weeks ago, attacking the current world champion Speedball Mike Bailey. Talks about the 2 months that he's been gone. Of course, he felt like he lost a lot of what made him Ricky Starks, and was kind of sliding down a dark path. So he disappeared, found his mojo, and he's planning on coming after Speedball and finally get the Vertigo world title. We get to our opening matchup, The End, who are still unhappy about not regaining the tag titles back at Anniversary Blitz. Continue to be on the warpath this time against smaller time wrestlers brought in, Matt Cage and Robert Martyr. Decent wrestling, but little heat for both of them. Did only last about 6 minutes. Odinson ends up hitting Martyr with the last rites, gets the win. Go away, Malware Bites. So yeah, Matt Cage is the weak link, but I don't care because it's basically just a 6-minute squash fest for The End to make them even better, and they get the win as they're supposed to. We are backstage. The Acclaimed are backstage walking around. Max Caster sounds like he's trying to do some freestyle, figure out what he's going to do. And this leads to them running into Tim Donst backstage, kind of minding his own business, but they start kind of poking and prodding at him. And Donst insults him. They decide to start throwing hands and beating him down. And with that, one called Manders comes out of nowhere and starts beating him back as well. So they back on up as Manders checks on Donst, and just leave it as that. We get a video announcing tonight's main event. Ricky Starks taking on one half of the Rascals, Desmond Xavier. We go backstage to Xavier after the announcement there. He is ready to send Starks away again. He heard of what Ricky Starks had to say about finding himself and finding his mojo and getting his groove back, and he's planning on derailing that in tonight's main event. We get to our next match. Drew Parker taking on the Throwbacks, Eric Cannon. Decent wrestling, didn't have much heat. 8.5 minutes is what it went before Drew Parker hits the flying foot stop on Eric Cannon and gets the victory there. So a good win for Parker here on his Adrenaline debut. We get a vignette from about 2 weeks ago, back once again from Anniversary Blitz 3. Matt Cardona, after his win, once again planning on taking on the world title. He said, you know what, that little heritage title that he had, he's past that. He's planning on taking the world title, and we'll see when he decides to come back and start fighting for that. We get tag team action. The Tate Twins taking on the Throwbacks. Decent wrestling, didn't have much heat. Just over 10 minutes between these two teams. Brandon Tate ends up super kicking Griff Garrison to get the win, and the Tate Twins Despite losing the one-night tournament to the Neon Ninjas, bouncing back with a win against the Throwbacks, perhaps looking to put their name also back into the ring to challenge for the new tag team champions. But they said that they weren't just here just to wrestle. AR Fox, of course, he did challenge Christian Cage to show up face to face this week. Unfortunately, neither one of them are here. They know AR Fox for sure isn't here because they have a video, and on that video will show why Christian Cage is not here. And we get to the video, and it shows Christian Cage at his gym working out, and AR Fox showing up uninvited with perhaps the Tate twins in tow. And with that, AR Fox assaults Christian Cage in his gym. They start fighting a little bit. Fox gets the better of him and leaves him laying knocked out as someone talks about calling the police. And the Tate twins and AR Fox haul it out of the gym. And that is the answer to why neither AR Fox or Christian Cage are here tonight. We get to our next match. It is Christian Casanova taking on Cesar Bononi. Decent wrestling, little heat, but just a little over 7.5 minutes, almost 8 minutes there. Christian Casanova did get the win here against Bononi. So another week of perhaps a bit of embarrassment for Bononi, as of course, after getting embarrassed by the end last week, comes out on the losing end of his match here against Casanova. We go backstage, and to the back there, one called Manders is with Tim Donst and talking about the Acclaim's attack, and it has been announced that they will have a match right here, right now, tonight, coming up. As they are preparing themselves, we will get one called Manders and Tim Donst taking on the Acclaim after their attack. And yeah, decent wrestling. Goes under 10.5 minutes though, but after just a little under 10.5 minutes, one called Manders ends up damn near taking Anthony Bowen's head off with a Western Lariat. As despite the fact that he's a little banged up from his street fight against JT Dunn at Anniversary Blitz, seems to feel pretty good, seems to be bouncing back, and lariats Anthony Bowens and gets the win for himself and Tim Donst. Tim Donst carrying everybody through this. Jesus. Anthony Bowens and Gamp, yep, everything seems to be working there. Nick Dinsmore is sitting in his office. He's been watching some of the matches that have been taking place over the course of the night, as well as last week since Adrenaline's debut, and he will have a tournament to determine the number one contender to the Heritage Champion. And he does announce at least the first two competitors in the match, Calvin Tankman and one called Manders. And it sounds as though he is eyeballing as well Drew Parker, who was successful earlier tonight, as well as Christian Casanova. So it looks like it's a little 4-person tournament between Parker, Casanova, one called Manders, and Calvin Tankman. So we'll kind of see how the matchups work next week, as we will determine the person who will challenge Ty Ray at Damnation at the end of August for the Vertigo Heritage Championship. We get our main event. Ricky Starks back in action. First time since I think early May. Like I said, it's been 2 months. It might have even been April the last time he was in the ring, but he is here against Desmond Xavier in tonight's main event. Great wrestling, decent reaction. Goes nearly 16 minutes, but Starks ends up on the winning end after a Rochambeau and picks up the victory, as it seems Ricky Starks is indeed a new man, as he's looking to take Speedball's title. He celebrates, looks into the camera, he motions that he wants the world title. So that will end the show. Strong show. Does very well for all of us. Here we go. Financial report. Only lost $1,700. I'll take it. We did not lose all that much money. Gained a little bit everywhere. We're doing good. All right. I'll take it. I'll take it. I wonder if I should go to the 19th first. Or maybe I should just leave it be for right now, because I might want to use these extra days to maybe do. I don't think I'm gonna sign anything. Sign anybody? Pull hamstring. Okay, that's fine. I don't think I'm gonna sign anybody, but maybe I should use that extra few days just in case I decide upon something. All right, under 11,000 this time. This is a real poor man's version of watching AEW's ratings. 11,700. 10,900. Okay. LMAO, no 11,000. Were we pulling? Oh my God. Yeah, we were actually, our TVs were pulling a little bit better there. Our lives were pulling 13,000. Well, just takes some getting used to. We'll get there. 11,500, 14,575. All right, we'll get there. I have faith. We'll get up there. We'll get some people. Yeah, I'll have to look into the internet subscription thing. I want to look financially if it makes sense for us to maybe abandon YouTube for that. At least in America and Canada. It'll be interesting to see, because I don't really know how this subscription service works out if you're just promoting a show on it. Like if you're just doing a show. It looks like we get a certain amount of money based on viewers, and we're not going to have to pay anything, and they're not going to have to pay anything, and they're not asking for exclusive rights. So we'll see. That on demand I'm not thrilled with, because yeah, that's something. But yeah, I'll have to check that out outside of this. But God, it is almost 1 a.m. for me. It is definitely time for me to go to bed. Doesn't seem to be anything in particular that I need to look at. So yeah, everything looks good there. Save the game. Call it good. Thank you guys for coming out. I greatly appreciate you guys being here on the live stream. And anyone who gets this far in the VOD, I appreciate that as well. So yeah, I think I've already got FIFA 16. I just need to download like some of the editing stuff, because yeah, I haven't seen all the I haven't seen the stuff that like the Ultimate Creator or whatever the tool is for FIFA 16 seasonal update. You know what I tried to do? I tried to get the history of football patch working, and I didn't realize that thing was like 80 gigs. It was ridiculous. So I'll have to look into that, and I'll have to look into some of the tools to see just how easily I can do some modifying in that. Just because I really like when a game allows you to kind of do a lot of stuff in game, makes it a little bit easier. I think that's why I like PES. Plus the gameplay itself. I've really liked the PES 17 gameplay. Either way, thank you guys. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time.